Alright, so I'm going to do a video on this mono green deck I have. Um, Probably not the most common build you see out there. Elements of it are got some Mono Elves, Growth Chamber Guardian, Incubation Druid. As I'll just kind of go through a couple of these cards here. Um, not the most common deck that you see a lot of people play with for mono green. I'm sure there's probably better builds out there. Deck that I threw together again without using too many of my wild cards that I have. But yeah, it's a fun deck. I definitely enjoy playing it. And yeah, I'll just go through a few more cards here, and then I'll do 2 or 3 matches real quick and see how it works out. Yeah, really the only Planeswalker I have, obviously Nissa, super powerful card. Of course, she's in a lot of different decks. So, yeah. Only running 22 lands, but it's plenty with the mana ramp and the Nissa. All right, let's do a match here and see how she goes. Alibaba. Um, Pretty good first hand. Got the Elves turn 1 to hopefully go into Steel Leaf Champion turn 2, but I also got the Jade Light and the Growth Chamber there. We'll see what kind of deck I'm playing against to know for sure what I'm going to do on turn 2, but most likely it'll be the Steel Leaf. Like to go aggressive with this deck when I can. Okay, so they dropped, looks like black, white, maybe knights, maybe vampires, or maybe, I don't know, no, blue, probably Esper Control. I will be shocked if we don't see Teferi. Of course, the mandatory turn 2 Thought Erasure. Probably get rid of my steel. Oh, wow, got rid of the Jade Light. That's kind of interesting. All right, well, we'll go aggressive. I'm guessing they probably have something to deal with the Steel Leaf. Can't imagine they would let me keep that over the Jade Light Ranger if they didn't have something to deal with it. Probably go attack first. They're going to remove it. No, no. Cool. Throw down the Walker, of course. And then with it being control, I'm going to hold on to the Growth Chamber Guardian. Could be a Cry of the Carnarium, wipe out 2 mana creatures, or a sweeper in general. Whereas if I hold on to the Growth Chamber Guardian, I can play it later after they wipe my stuff. Adapt it to throw some more in my hands and recover better from a board wipe. But we'll see. They may not be playing a board wipe, or they may not have drawn one. We'll see what they do. Teferi. Probably going to bounce my Steel Leaf, but I'll be able to kill him. Just delays the game, much like Esper Control likes to do. This, I've played this deck, feels like at least 1,000,000 times. I know there's win conditions in them. Sometimes I question what those win conditions are, other than, forcing you to quit. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Damn it. And there's no way to undo it. At least I can still kill the Teferi. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it feels like the purpose of these Esper controlled decks is just to frustrate you into submission, which I'm guilty of. And just sometimes they take a long time. And another Teferi. Well, I mean, they're probably playing 8 Teferis between the two different versions of the Teferi that are out there. Luckily, with some of the cards we've got in M20, I'm not really running any of them in this deck. Maybe I have one card I threw in there for protection against blue. 2 copies of, but yeah, I don't really have any of those good answers in here right now, other than just being super aggressive. Throw out my Galta. I mean, they haven't played a board wipe yet, so they may not have one, or they might not have just drawn it, and this is going to turn out to be a bad move, but we'll see. Either way, I'm killing their Teferi. Still going to hang on to that Growth Chamber Guardian, and just to ensure that they do wipe me, I've got something to come back with. Can't completely kill the Teferi, but I'm getting him under the bounce range. So, got him down to 2. He's up to bounce range now at 3. Assuming he's able to survive my next turn. We'll see what he throws down. He doesn't deal with that Galta, which, being Esper control, I'm assuming he's got to have an answer. He's got a lot of cards in his hand, but if he can't deal with that, I'll probably just swing to the face. Ugin, all right. Well, he can kill Galta with Ugin, but I'll be able to kill Teferi and Ugin on my next turn. Again, just another delay tactic on his part, but he'll be able to kill my Galta. Or concede. Sweet, I'll take that. Anytime you beat Esper control, always very satisfying. I hate playing that deck because I've played it, feels like 5 million times over the last couple of months, but yeah, always nice to beat them. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I know I only got 2 lands. I don't have any mana ramp. But if I get that 3rd land, one thing I love about the Explorer mechanic is just putting more cards in your hand. If it's land, you throw them in your hand. If not, it's card selection. You can dump the card in your graveyard, or if it's what you want, you leave it on top and you get it your next turn. Really like the Explorer mechanic. Obviously combo that with the Wild Growth Walker, you get a little life back. He gets bigger. Maybe playing mono red. Don't know if he's going to survive, or it could be Rakdos or some weird build. Rakdos colors it is. Knight of the Evolution, cool. Didn't get the 3rd land, so it's one of the nice things about the Incubation Druid. I haven't found her to be super effective in this deck, other than in cases like this where, hey, I didn't get that 3rd mana that I needed. Now it's there. So assuming everything survives, which it will, because they just played Chandra, or Chandra, however you pronounce it. Very good card. They'll swing with all 3. I'll block 2. But, yeah, everything's gonna survive, so I'll at least get a Jade Light, gain some life back. Wild Growth will get bigger. And I'll be 1 shy of killing Chandra, but that's okay. Gonna get some card selection here or card draw. Don't need this card, but I always, because of the double explore, I'll put it on my library the first time to get the token on the Jade Light Ranger before I dump it. And then hopefully get a card that I need. I mean, it just depends on what you need in the situation. That one, I've already got a Growth Chamber. Don't really need them at this point in the stage. Give me the tokens on the Jade Light. Yeah, Chandra, unless you kill some of my creatures, which I don't know how red-black doesn't have creature kill, then I'm killing your Chandra on the next turn. Super good card, very powerful. I was going to say, if they would have attacked with that Knight, dude, I would have absolutely blocked and killed him. But I avoid taking the 4 damage because of the 1 block, so no counter for the Knight. Throw down Beast Whisperer because I'm going to get some card draw going here, but now they can choose to either lose both of their creatures or lose the Chandra. Probably the right call on their part. I'm really surprised I haven't seen any burn or removal. But I don't know exactly what, I haven't played with Rakdos recently. I haven't really looked at too many of the Rakdos current builds since M20's coming out. Rabid Bite, nice. Only piece of green removal that I have in the deck. Maybe the only piece of green removal in Standard, I don't know, but we'll get rid of that flyer, get him out of the way. Great card, Green normally doesn't have much, if any, removal, so good addition to a mono green deck. It just makes it a little bit more flexible if you do come across that annoying thing that you need to get rid of. So, and all right, well, I mean, he's still at 20 life. That game was far from over, but I'll take the concede win. And the 50 coins. Since we got 2 quicker concedes, do one more match. See how it goes. So far, we're 2 for 2 on this playthrough. See if we can't make it 3. Me going first. That's unless they've got some burn or something with mono red. That's a turn 2 Steel Leaf like this hand. Green white. Steel Leaf down. Dread Horde. Probably Rabid Bite that. If they start reckless raging left and right, that's going to just be super annoying. Get him out of the way now. Pretty nice, especially since they had that shock land. Ooh, feather. All right. Throw out another Steel Leaf here. Keep the pressure on them. Got them down to 7. Hope they don't have reckless rages. Ooh, shock themselves down to 5. That's interesting. Okay. But they do have the reckless rage, which means they're going to be able to double out my Steel Leafs because they can hit me with another reckless rage on my turn and leave me with just the elf. Kind of surprised they attacked there. I get wanting to be aggressive with the feather deck, but you're only got 5 mana. Even if my elf gets through for 1, that's still putting a lot of pressure on them when they're already low. There's the second record, Reckless Rage, totally expected. I'm probably going to throw down both of my Growth Chamber Guardians here. I mean, it's going to force them to Reckless Rage both of them, because of the fear of the adapt. And then hopefully that keeps them from playing anything else good or decent, knowing that they need to Reckless Rage both of those guys. Just buy myself a little bit more time. They're under a lot of pressure, only being at the 4 life. That's pretty surprising, to be honest. They're probably thinking another blocker. I could see that. Oh, and then they shocked in a land that doesn't have red in it. Kind of curious as to what they're doing here. I would have expected double Reckless Rage. But since they didn't do that, I'm going to attack with all. Force them to choose between losing one of the 2 creatures or the game. Okay, well then I'm going to take out his feather. So unless he has something that gives his feather indestructible or more than 4 toughness, he's either going to lose the game or his feather. Because he's only got the mana to do the 1 Reckless Rage. Feel like that was a mistake. And then, yeah, he Reckless Raged the wrong thing. He realizes it. Cool. I mean, a couple of mistakes here at the very end kind of handed me the game. Yeah, he was low on life. Not sure why he shocked in the land. I probably would have gone with the double Reckless Rage to clear out my creatures instead of playing the Arcanist. I know it's another blocker, but he didn't even block right. It's not. I'm not talking smack at all. I make mistakes all the time playing this game, but he made a couple key ones there right at the end. But I think a lot of the early pressure, getting his life total down low, paid off. So here's one more look at the deck. Definitely know that there's better builds out there. Better mono green builds out there. This is again the one that I threw together with what I had. Fun deck. Enjoy it. Don't really have much in there from M20 other than the protection from blue Triceratops guy. But yeah, fun deck. Thank you for watching and have a good one.